State last year, 3-9, 2-7 in conference play. They have a new head coach, Kenny Dillingham from the Oregon Ducks, offensive-minded coach. I think it was the OC/quarterback coach last year. They lose Emory Jones to University of Cincinnati. They lost their leading rusher, Valladay, to the NFL. Leading receiver, Elijah Badger, however, does return. They have 29 transfers. Yeah. So they went digging in the transfer portal. Drew Pine transfers in from Notre Dame. I'm not really a fan of Drew Pine, but let's see what he can do in Arizona State with these spread offenses. Cameron Skitterbo transfers in from Sac State, running back that had 1,300 yards, close to 1,400 yards and 7 touchdowns. Had the 104th total defense, tied 107th scoring defense, 67th total offense, 79th scoring offense, 47th passing offense. They returned 11 starters, 5 on offense, 6 on defense. Jay, tell me something about Arizona State.
How many transfers did you say they had?
29.
And most of those 29 are on the defensive side of the ball, which is something that I can appreciate. I don't know because they have to figure out who their quarterback's going to be between Payne and
Drew Pine and
yeah. So it's like, and they have all those transfers. Plus, I think you said they have 11 starters coming back from the offense. There's a lot of decisions to be made. That's why I kind of said they're in a mess. And don't get me wrong, I do like the fact that they got the OC from Oregon. They got Kenny Dillingham. He was really good. However, if you saw the Oregon offense, it really teetered towards the end. It got very predictable, even with Bo Nix. And I'm not just putting that on him. I'm not like a hater or anything. I don't know, man. They got a lot of decisions to make. And I do think that a lot of those transfers are going to help the defense, which was actually, I think, the 3rd worst defense last year.
It was bad. Total defense, 104th out of 130 colleges.
Yeah.
132.
I think it was the 3rd worst in the Pac-12. So those transfers should help, but I just don't know how much. Because here's my thing about transfers. Unless you get like a bit – transfers are players that usually didn't make it at the school that they originally wanted to. From one way or another, it could be bad coaching. It could just be they're not that good and don't get playing time. So it's not like you're getting the cream of the crop players. So I don't know, man. Arizona has a lot of new things to figure. Arizona State, has a lot of new things to figure out. So that's what kind of gives me pause about this season.
Yeah, and you got to think they're also coming off the whole scandal with Marvin Lewis and those guys, all the recruitment things, even dating back to Jaden Daniels. So, yeah, Arizona State is going through a lot of cleanup right now. So, it's going to take them a while to get out of this funk. They come in with the 35th overall ranked recruiting class. What happens to the schedule? First game of the season is against Southern Utah. I have that as a W.
Again, the thing that the Pac-12 does feast on is they are very good out of conference outside of the Power 5. If you try to play the Power 5, it's a little sketchy, but when you got to play the lower ranked teams, I got that as a win.
Yeah, I think Southern Utah is even FCS too. So that's I think that should be a layup. If you lose that game, you might go 0-12.
Yeah.
From Southern Utah, we go to Oklahoma State, where I have that as an L.
I got that as an L. I think that you're banking a lot on transfers, and that always scares me. Unless you get like a major transfer, you're banking a lot on that. And defensively, I think Oklahoma State might run them out the park. So
I think if we turn into a shootout, Oklahoma State is going to outshoot them for sure. And like I said, don't look now. Don't discredit that running back from Sacramento State. Sacramento State had an awesome year. I think they made it to the Final Four of the FCS playoffs. So they had a great year. I think they lost an Incarnate Word, but great year for them. From Oklahoma State, we go to Fresno State. And I ain't going to lie, I teetered this in my head. But the fact that they lost Jake Haniger, the quarterback last year, I have this as a W.
Yeah, I think that losing a quarterback that important definitely is, and that's kind of where I was teetering at, and I was thinking maybe they can squeak it out, but I got Arizona State winning that. I think they have more sure things, even though they have a lot of unsure, I guess.
Yep. From Fresno State, we go to SC, where I have that as an L. Moving on from SC, we got to at Cal, where I actually have this as a W.
Yeah, Cal's about to go to the ACC, I think.
Maybe there's speculation, but I didn't really want to touch on that because it's speculation, nothing set in stone, and I mean,
yeah,
it's Cal. Cal doesn't really do much.
Yeah, Cal's so no.
From Cal, we go to Colorado, which I have this as an L.
I have this as a W. I think I need to see Colorado play better than they were last year. I know we all expect them to. I just need to see it. So until I see it, I'm still iffy. So I have Arizona beating Colorado.
I got you. From Colorado, we go to at Washington, where I have this as an L.
Yeah, they're. Oh yeah, no, it's Washington. I'm thinking
Washington. I'm about to say, I don't know what you think about. From Washington, we go to Washington State, where I have this as an L.
Yeah, that's the one I think I had them as a L as well. I think they're gonna lose to Washington State.
All right, from Washington State, we have at Utah. Well, you know what? This is what we can do because the last of this is brutal. We have at Utah, at UCLA, home against Oregon, and then as previously mentioned versus Arizona. All four of those are L's.
Yeah.
So that brings me to Arizona State being 9-3 again, 1-8 in conference. Yeah. However, Jay, what you got?
Same thing. Do you think that teams like that have a lot of turnover? Do you think the record matters as much as how they perform? Because again, we all know that it's very hard going up against. I mean, that is a tough schedule, especially towards the end. If they play good but lose, do you think that would be considered, at least for them, a successful season?
So I'll say this. In general, if you're a young team and you're playing well and you're losing, that's fine because then you can grow from it. But if you're a senior-laden team, which I don't think Arizona State really is, I think they more so fall under the young team. I get they got some like 11 starters returning, but if you're a senior-laden team and you're losing close games, it's like you're about to leave anyway or graduate. So it's nothing really like, oh, we can build from this. You feel what I'm saying? So it all depends on the situation.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.